Hello, Howlers! This week on Fade to Obsidian, we will be discussing Iron Gold chapters 31 to 47. We recommend that you have also read to this point in the book to avoid spoilers. Please be aware that this episode contains discussion about violence and death, as well as bloody damn strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, me too. Everybody ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Hello and welcome everybody to Fade to Obsidian, your podcast about Red Rising, relationships, spaceships, and everything in between. I am Crescent, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Skipper. And today we are joined again by Dram and Hydro. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Welcome back for
Pass Bash 2.0.
I'm gonna get owned is what's about to happen.
It's almost like you realize that you're wrong.
We'll get there. I have my points.
Has a point. She has something to prove.
I do.
You've got a lot of points. You've got
a few.
all yeah.
And they're color coded.
You need fuel for the fire when you toss your book in there.
Oh,
Maybe. It's fine.
Does everybody know where Crescent stands on this?
Not really, truthfully.
You're Team Cassius, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely, I am.
Yeah.
Dolphin.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Such a dolphin. Yes, welcome back, both of you. You were last time my hardest to ever edit episode.
The only one we had to have an alternate cut of.
We had the howler cut. If we need to, we'll do the same tonight. But I feel like because we are so much further, like it was only halfway through Red Rising, and so that was half the issue. Was everything was like, yeah, but later. And so now we're at the point where as long as you don't go into Dark Age, we're pretty much okay. We should be okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
it's interesting because the last time we were here, we were talking about the passage, and now we're talking about the bleeding place, and I'm just like, a bolt, just pew 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 pew. Everybody, everybody.
Cool. Lots of dead people. It'll be alright.
Yeah. So before we kick it off, what are we drinking tonight?
I have a fancy martini.
Ooh. Why?
Because of Cavix's birthday party.
Quicksilver's birthday party.
Quicksilver, my bad. Goodness.
Cavix is there, so I mean,
he's the most important one in this whole book.
He's the biggest one, at least.
True.
Yeah, and I also have Jack Daniel's apple for Apollonius.
The Apollonius.
I'm gonna piggyback on you because I've got Prosecco that might pop.
Do it.
It's gonna be lame. Oh my god, it's a twist off Prosecco. What is
lame.
What did you think it was?
That was the most anticlimactic thing ever. Wow. Anyway.
Womp womp.
I also the baby bottle, so then halfway through I'll pick a scotch for some reason. But there you go. Dram, what do you have?
Well, I made a special trip to the liquor store for Redemption whiskey, which you may think will be me saying that Cassius deserves redemption, but it is not. It is the one word that I will base my entire argument on.
Has he not proven himself?
Here in a minute. Here in a minute.
All right.
I'm drinking Lafroig 10 cask strength because I am of the cask strength opinion that Lysander should have died at 10 years old.
He's killing children. We just started.
It's Lysander.
We have to have the disclosure before.
I mean,
you don't leave a pit viper egg under your seat.
You just give it to a dolphin. You give it for the best.
Yep, and he does his best. But
nature
triumphs over nurture.
Oh, it's gonna be a spicy episode.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
also,
we all have water. I had to go get water.
Also, I would like everybody to peep Hydro's outfit.
Oh,
Yes!
Stand up, Hydro.
Yeah,
like it?
our
Look
most
at the
staunch
miniature.
supporter, you absolute
Yeah.
legend.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
Skipper and I don't even have Fade merch yet.
No, I
You're-
have
Oh,
Oh,
mine.
did you? Yours showed up?
Mine shows up. I'm waiting for you to get yours, and then I will
Okay.
wear it.
Well, I don't
We
have.
got a minute.
I don't have Fade merch yet. Maybe
Yes.
next
Get to
week.
it.
You
Probably not.
guys.
Shipping times are
For
bad.
everyone watching, check Redbubble. We have, I think, 6 designs now because the
Yeah,
wonderful
we
Slink made us one that says
catch these
red
helldiver
helldivers.
hands.
I love it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll be great.
Ooh.
After this episode, I'm
And
sure we'll
also-
have cash bash to join us.
In the
Cash bash. I participated in the cash bash of 2023.
We
We're
also
all
need
getting-
to shout out Slink's personal Etsy store,
Yes.
Just Lost in Books, where she just released
Amazing.
the concert
sick.
series of
Oh my God,
shirts,
this is so
sweaters, tank tops
Mm-hmm.
for each of the 5 books.
I got
Yeah.
her
And
tank.
they're fucking incredible.
They feel
They're
really
so
nice.
nice. Wait, you
Do
already
you-
have it?
Do you have them
Yeah.
already?
Yeah, you want me to show you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. She's
Obviously.
like, oh, they feel great. I'm like, wait, weren't they just released?
Yeah, it
like,
does feel
a-
great to buy
a
things from a
day?
friend.
Yes.
So I got all tank tops because I live in Southern California.
That's fair.
So we got Red Rising.
Oh my God.
Damn. God, that
That
looks
That is
so good.
amazing.
It's a racer back too.
Ooh, I like a good
Work
racer.
out at it.
And
Good motivation.
Did you get all of them?
I got all of them. Because what
I was-
Love it.
I was looking at ordering them, but all of them would have been almost $200 Canadian.
Wow.
I'm just going to wait on that for a little
Come
bit.
Get it at HowlerCon. Have it shipped.
Yes, HowlerCon.
Honestly, if I get it shipped to either one of you, do you want to bring it to HowlerCon for
Yeah.
me?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Man,
Morning Star. Iron Gold.
They're
I love
so
I
good.
Iron Gold. I think is my favorite that I would actually wear,
love
but
Dark
Dark
Age.
Age.
Oh, come on,
Dark Age is
the
so
badass
metal.
one.
I love it.
I just don't know if I would wear it around, so I like the Iron Gold. I was looking.
yeah. Also, you know,
clearly
I think
would wear the skulls.
Yes, you're
Yeah,
all about the skulls.
I think I'd like the tagline for Iron Gold the best. Until the sun dies.
Yeah.
We love a good Romulus.
So God. Yeah.
But we can't
so-
talk about that yet.
Not yet. Not
Oh.
yet.
Can spoil just a little bit.
You can just a little bit.
Baby spoils.
Yeah. Talk HowlerCon. We're pretty sure. Well, definitely 3 of us are going, and we're pretty sure Hydro's going too. So
Oh, she's coming.
she's
Yeah.
We're
coming.
willing it.
Somebody's
We're willing
gonna-
it into existence.
It's gonna be amazing. We're so
It's gonna be so
excited.
hot. It's a good thing I have all these tank tops.
Yeah.
Thinking ahead.
Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop.
It's okay. The hotel has a pool. I made sure when booked
Okay.
it.
I was gonna say, like, this is a hotel.
I was like, I know nothing about this hotel. I'm Venmoing you. I got you.
Yeah. Dram and I get to cuddle.
Oh, everyone's dreams come true.
I'll leave all the animals at home. I swear. I won't bring grapes.
Come on, we gotta sneak
I
grapes.
feel
into
like having
Howler.
grapes there would be the shit.
Right?
She poops too much. I promise.
Aw. We
Dress
love
her
grapes. For those who don't know, join the den because every time Dram's duck grapes is mentioned, you get a really a gif of a duck running at you that says duck yeah. Because
Beautiful.
we have a cult now to Dram's duck grapes.
It's true. She's beautiful.
She's
Mhm.
she's great. She thinks she's a turkey, but she's great.
That's minor.
Minorish. Yep. All righty. Well, I guess we should get somewhat on topic to somehow make this go well. All right, so we are doing the 3 points of view, and I say 3 because we are going to this week combine Lyria and Ephraim because this is the heist section, as you'll call it, and so they kind of work in tandem together. But we're gonna get the main event out of the way before we do anything. Let's talk technically Lysander, which apparently there is also some controversial topic in this group about Lysander.
Go figure.
But let's get the Cass Bash 2.0 out of the way.
So I have a question.
Much more ammo.
Yes. Much more ammo.
Doesn't everybody know everybody's family and members and lineage and all that family tree? And they just believed that Cassius had a brother?
Yeah, they said, which one of your brothers is it? They listed like 3 or 4 brothers that could be that age. And they're like, which one, what was it, lasted the Jackal's calling?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's pretending to be his real life.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, noted. Episode done. We've got that out of the way.
Clear. All clear.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us.
It's been great. But yeah, so we join Lysander, who's really just a vehicle to Cassius, as we say, with House Rock. I believe the beginning of this, they're sitting down for dinner.
Yes.
And we get to see what that looks like, the giving of the rice, all the family members, the one crazy grandma.
Love her. But no, it starts out, they're actually in a spa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Very beginning.
And the pinks are coming in. Yes.
And Cassius has not changed. He is still an F-boy.
He has not changed. He has been true to himself. He has never had any identity crisis, nothing. He's always been 100%.
He doesn't drink and cry about Mustang. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't you?
That's it. And then he spends a good portion of this harassing Lysander of basically, you're still a virgin.
He has a bet going with Papa. Yeah. So it starts out and he's like bullying Lysander for saying no to the pinks. And Lysander's internal like conflict is that's where Gold went wrong making pinks. He's like, pinks had the suicide rate that's 11 times what any of the other colors. And he's like, I can see it in her eyes that she doesn't want to do this, even though she's trying to tell me she does. And he's having all this. And then there's Cassius, who's like, if you don't want your pinks, you can bring them over here. And I'm like,
they're already there. Like,
I get it, but she was so relieved. Lysander could tell that she was relieved that he didn't want to deal with her. And Cassius is like, come on over.
Cassius, that's probably what was going on.
And then he starts making fun of Lysander, calling him a virgin. And he's like, yeah, I have this bet with Pytha. I'm like, you are still a bully. You are still the same bully you were.
He's just
I mean, if you got the chance to bully Lysander, would you not take it? I sure as fuck would.
Oh, not in this case. Not because of he turns down a pink.
It's disrespectful.
It's just on principle. We bully Lysander.
It's customary, right?
Yep.
I guess.
It's just like the distribution of the rice. It's customary.
Okay, my question in all of this is, in my thought, for the last 10 years, Lysander and Cassius have been so side by side, you would have kind of assumed that Cassius knew whether or not Lysander was a virgin.
Of course. He's just being mean. Just like he was calling people screwface, just like he was,
They all amounted to something though, so maybe he's just trying
and they've
to.
Also all kept those names.
Not because of him.
They obviously don't hate him that much.
I don't think they're like, we love Cassius. He called me Pebble because I'm small. I think I'm gonna keep it. No, they're like, F you. I'm gonna own this name. Pull a Tyrion Lysander or Tyrion. What is his name? Lannister. and be like, own yourself, you know. Sorry.
It's all
And then
good.
when this, was that before or after? Because Serafina comes in and
So then
like,
Serafina comes in and we discover that
while he's
she's
changing.
been watching.
she's like, I've been watching on the cameras. Like, you want me to do it? Isn't it better to do it in person? It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Can you
He has
imagine
a
this
point.
It's more
little
honest.
virgin isn't standing in there and she's just like in here, like slinking around, like, I want to see you get naked. And he's like, what? Poor guy.
And then she accuses him
So
of being disfigured.
Yes.
Yeah. Accuses him.
Yeah.
That's so awkward. That'd be so awkward.
Yep.
But at the same time, and this
Super
is
awkward.
a nature versus nurture of technically the Golds are raised to not care about their nakedness. Like we see that all the time of like it's called out that Mustang being, you know, at the beginning that she kind of covers herself out. Like she's one of the few that does that. And this is a case where it's like, well, he's clearly been removed and Cassius hasn't rubbed off on him that much because we know Cassius doesn't care.
Yeah.
No, Cassius, he's going to be streaking around the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Cassius would have to be
Virginia's
way
name.
better mood to, you know, be dancing around the ship naked. I feel like Cassius hasn't been in a good mood for 15 years.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why? Which is what my biggest point will be later. Why does he feel that he needs redemption?
Oh.
What
because
did
he served the
Cassius
sovereign
do?
for 4 years?
No, he wants redemption because he does not believe in the Rising. He left the Rising. Even Lysander, who we hate, right? We think, we can all agree he's terrible, but he's very smart and he's intuitive. And he looks at Cassius and he's like, he never believed in what he was doing. He did it for revenge. He didn't do it because he thought all people were equal. He said that came later. He got involved because the sovereign killed his family. That was it. He doesn't believe in the Rising. That's why he left. So for him, redemption...
He left because his whole family was dead, and he wanted to get a new start somewhere that wasn't Mars, which has his family estate on it.
His friends were there. If he supported the belief that there could be a better way, he could have stayed.
He believes in the Reaper.
But does he?
He does now.
Yes. I don't... Again, edit. But like, he left because he feels guilty about what he did. I really do believe that. He acted on emotion. He went in, he killed the sovereign, and then was like, oh shit, what did I do? So when,
trying to make it right.
He also wanted Lysander to not grow up in the core or on Mars. He wanted to have him grow up separate. But
that's still some sort of, like he said, he was looking for meaning out there. He was a drunk. He was out there chasing pirates. There was no meaning to any of that life. So when he had the option to die, to keep a war away, Lysander looks at him and says he has finally got the redemption that he has looked for 10 years. What does he need redemption for? It's because he didn't believe killing the sovereign was a good idea.
He made mistakes, like anybody makes mistakes.
He needs redemption for leaving the Rising to do their thing without him.
I don't think he cares that much about that. I really don't. Because of the intuition of Lysander saying, he really did not care about those values until afterwards.
And we know Lysander is a super accurate judge of everything.
He's smart. We can give him that. He's an intelligent person.
He's intelligent, sure. But he's not smart.
He could be an unreliable POV because of his background. I could see that. But he spent 10 years with the guy in a ship. he knows what makes him tick, what makes him not.
And I think that's what makes it so heartbreaking when they get into their little scuffle or whatever, when he says, like, I've had you for 10 years. And
she had you for a moment.
She had you for a breath. Yeah.
And, like, everything he's been trying to do, that he's been trying to fix with himself, he was trying to instill into Lysander, it didn't work. And it's, I can't. Then I think that goes with anything, like, with parents or with spouses or whatever. Like, you're with somebody so long and then somebody just comes in and, like, what's up? Gone. All that hard work was gone. 10 years down the drain. Like, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go die now. It's fine. We're cool.
But even in that moment, he is thinking about the best moment in his life. And that moment was right before he fought Darrow for Mars. That was the moment that he was there with his dad about to defend Mars with the Sovereign against Darrow. That is where he goes back. That's where he's centering himself, which again, if he cared that much, he wouldn't have been like, the best part of my life is when I was supporting the person that I then killed.
So
it doesn't make sense.
Was this memory good for him because he was about to go fight for the Sovereign to defend Mars, or was it because he spent a nice sweet moment with his father who died in that battle and they never got to speak again?
You could say either way, but when you go back to a point of when were you the happiest?
When my father wasn't dead, like
he was trying to make his dad proud.
When his whole family wasn't dead.
Yeah. I think it's because Lysander, I think all of our points of view are unreliable narrators. Bruce loves writing an unreliable narrator, and therefore it's really hard and tricky of where we don't actually know what Cassius's inner thoughts are, because like half the time we don't even really know Lysander's inner thoughts because he's lying to himself in order to like
he is named Lysander.
He's rambling. He's just going. But I will
one thing that I think it's slightly before this, but I've been waiting until Dram came on because I knew she would pick up on this. But no, because Dolphin Boy. Dolphin Boy.
He's a dolphin.
So you have to remember, I'm kind of the middle in this. Like, I get it where he's coming from and I can get his honor, but like, I'm still not taking him home for vacation. And we see at this point that if you do take him home from vacation, he becomes an abusive alcoholic that mutters your name in the middle of the night. And it doesn't matter if you can't do anything else. He's so obsessed with you. It's toxic. That's my thing in this.
I mean, Kay, let's be honest. Everybody is that obsessed with Mustang.
Kinda.
Yeah, like, it's a whole other level. And like, bud,
it's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years.
And she will tell him she was using him. Like, she wasn't even... he's terrible. But one more comment. The one thing that Lysander says about Cassius's character is that he is built on a foundation of self-interest. And that is the exact same thing we were saying previously. Cassius loves Cassius. That is his whole
Or does
pyramid.
Lysander think Cassius just loves himself?
Cassius?
Yes. No, that's just him. He's just a little dolphin boy. It's fine.
And the sole purpose of, and we haven't even worked through what actually happens in any of these chapters. This is how we've just gone straight into it. But when we see that, we get that they've listed who was there at the Triumph and who killed the Raw, and the last name they say is Cassius of Bologna, and then they put the thing on his face, which I am so excited for a TV or movie series. I think that will be such a cool moment of him like going back to his handsomeness and then he's just like cackling, like it's almost like he in that moment, obviously it's a trigger how else are you going to react, but it's like in that moment he is proud to be who he is, right? Like it's a very
proud not to be hiding.
yeah Yeah, like, it's to me, that's a moment of Cassius loves Cassius, of like, you know what then? I'm back, bitches. Like, that's what it
Kinda
feels
cool.
like.
Cassius
It's
has
kinda
his
cool.
family pride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too bad somebody else, the next chapter, has some family pride too, that we would like them to keep to themselves.
Yeah. Alright. Should
Are
we
we doing
actually play
chapters?
through what's happening in
Yeah,
this
that's
whole
fine.
thing? Okay, so we left the Pinks, and then we're at
Mhm.
dinner, which is a very interesting. We get to see the Rim, their traditions, all of that, and a little bit more of their inner family fighting. That, they're sitting there. Romulus at this point is in prison, but Diomedes is not backing Dido. Like, we're still seeing a little bit of that. And then we do get the back and forth, them trying to grill Cassius, get information out of him. Like, it's a very interesting people to people chapter, I would call that.
Very political.
Yeah,
Everything
very
they do
absolutely.
is a chess move. They move this way, they move that way.
Yeah.
I think that Dido is very intelligent.
Mhm.
Like, she could be the sovereign of the Rim. Like, she is very, very smart in everything she does. I think we need to keep an eye on her as if she was Mustang.
Mhm. Yep.
But yeah, we're at dinner, and his face gets ate off,
Mhm.
and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah, that's
excited. There is
That whole
quite the
family
moment.
hates him. That whole it's
Yeah.
not a good place
Like,
for these guys.
I never realized until just this moment. This is a nice little parallel between Darrow unmasking the jackal
Yeah.
and the Raw unmasking Cassius.
interesting.
Mm.
Because they already knew who he was, just like Darrow already knew who
Yep.
the jackal was.
Yeah.
Or an educated guess anyway, but
Yeah.
The interesting thing
never
to
thought of
me,
that till just
though,
now.
is even through, well, we'll get into the safe. We get the reveal of the safe and how they want the codes and everything.
Yeah.
I would like to know what they think is in the safe, because they still hold on to this belief that Lysander is also a Bologna. So if you have it already believed that these are Bolognas, why do you want into the safe?
Well, you know
Is
what's
it
Because
in
of
the
the
safe.
cube. They know.
The
Serafina
holodrop's
knew.
in the safe.
Yeah.
It's inside the handle
Okay,
of
yeah.
Lysander's razor.
Right.
Also,
Oh, right.
it's like
They hit it. They hit it. Yeah.
this big.
Yeah.
Is
A
that what?
drop
Because
of
I
morning
always imagined
dew.
like
Like a Rubik's Cube, because that's what I thought it was. It's
yeah.
fine.
No, that's the Vindabona. It's the Rubik's
Yeah,
Cube.
that's a
Oh,
really
yeah.
big
That's a very large.
It's the Rubist cube.
Robust cube. Mm-mm.
But yeah, this is a tiny
Yeah, the
dice
holodrop is
size, I
described
would
as
say.
it's described as a drop of morning dew.
Oh,
It's like tiny.
Very small.
Like, I can't imagine there's a ton of room on the inside of these razors. And it says it's
Right.
stuck to the side of the chemical impulse unit inside the handle of the
How
razor.
do you remember that?
his brain.
I'm broken.
Okay. Got like the encyclopedia in your head. I love it.
Encyclopedia is what I've been
Encyclopedia.
called.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting playing it out of what they know, what they need, and then when the blood feud gets called, Diomedes refuses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like nope.
I love Diomedes. Every single time we lay eyes on him in these chapters,
That's
he is
honor.
such a little
He's
badass.
honor.
Like, he is honor, like, and he is like what gold should be.
Yeah.
Like, period. Are we going to the bleeding place now?
We can go to the bleed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we have that conversation, which we already talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have,
Whether it was
the
about his
conversation.
dad or whether it was about him.
Yeah.
How long do these
Feeling-
flowers last? the flower that his dad gave him. He was like, "Oh, what happened to the flower?" I'm like, "Was he supposed to keep it forever?" Or he's like, "I lost it in the mud." Like,
He could have pressed
like
it
he
in a
lost
book.
it in that.
Come on.
because
He
even
lost it in that battle.
Darrow's got the hemanthus forever.
forever. So I'm like, do these last?
No, but
longer?
I feel like they're pressed.
Yeah,
That's what-
you got to press it.
They gotta
They
press it.
definitely
You gotta put it in your
have,
wax paper.
like preservation techniques.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I have a
little bit
forever
better.
rose upstairs, so it's not as if they don't exist nowadays.
Yeah,
It's true.
It just sounds like he plucked it from somewhere and he was like, "Here."
Here you go.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I know I never hugged you as a child. Will you take this flower?
No, his father was like actually loving.
I know. He was good.
Yeah, it's
Julia's
if
the problem.
if it was
I mean, he
the
was born.
Augustus, if this was an Augustus scene, that would be true. But it does talk about how Tiberius was
Hydra.
actually a decent man.
Yay! All right.
Filling out our water. Water break. We don't have
Water
a
break.
water break.
Doo-dee-doo.
Intermission.
Well, so to talk about actual Lysander and not just Cassius, that we do get
Fun.
him being obsessed with Seraphina during all of this, which is a very interesting, like, all of his motives. Like,
I know.
she's
Poor
watching
boy.
me, she's doing this. So, yeah, like, he wants
He
her.
is a virgin.
Is it
Probably a
Cassius?
virgin who
Like-
can't drive.
Yeah.
Aw.
That was way harsh, Skipper.
You're as mean as Cassius. Come on.
Whatever.
You're a bully. Unkind.
And what did she tell him? She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have to watch this." And he's like, "Well, no, you're not. Otherwise, you'd stop it." She's like, "I said I'm sorry. Not that he doesn't deserve to die." I'm like, God.
A little bitch. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I read it, I was like, I love her.
Mhm.
Second time, not so much.
I
But
know. You're like, it's like almost as if she's attempting to be Victra, but doesn't hit it.
Mhm.
right.
Like there's that like I am a self-confident, like ooze sex appeal, but
She tries.
exactly tries and misses the mark is what it is. So you read it through and like there's different parts that you're like, hells yes, and then it's like you don't quite hit Victra.
Well,
Like,
she can't look in a mirror. Raw can't see themselves in a mirror.
Yeah.
So, she's
Yeah.
not. Her makeup could be smudged.
She's probably not allowed to wear
She
makeup.
wouldn't
then she
know.
wouldn't know.
She would have no idea.
Yeah.
She can't be perfect
It's
like
probably
Victra.
it's probably illegal for makeup to exist in the room.
Oh shit.
Victra
Based,
doesn't-
based on the
Victra
fact
doesn't
that they
wear
don't
makeup
allow
anyway.
mirrors. Also
Mhm.
true.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she doesn't. She's just hot.
Yeah,
Can
Victra doesn't
confirm.
wear makeup because her scars are her makeup. She owns her scars rather than Seraphina. Well, Seraphina, I think we find out a little bit owns the scars because we get that point
It's not
where
like one.
No,
Yeah,
she's
we
got
Fearless.
several.
Does she have
Yeah,
several?
Yeah, there's talk about like a 3-claw swipe across her back.
Ah,
yeah, because they're comparing to the like Lysander goes through all of his, and you get the like
Yeah,
around
like,
his
who
neck
did this
scar
to you?
and all of
Yeah.
those ones. Yeah,
which I giggled
This close.
so much.
This close.
What?
Oh, Lysander was this close to having his head chopped off by Severo.
Oh, I know. And he's like, she's like, who gave it to you? Did you kill him back? Like all those things. It's
Yeah.
just
I
funny.
love that he
No,
still has
great.
nightmares about it.
You're like, haha,
The Reaper's
goblin in
mad
your
dog.
dreams.
yeah,
I can't forget the goblin, right?
yeah,
True.
yeah.
Okay. So we're
But
moving
yeah,
forward.
now we're in the bleeding place, and
We're in
we
the
get
bleeding
to
place.
see. I forget who the cousin, the one.
Bellerophon.
Sorry.
Bellerophon.
Bellerophon.
So we get that's a pretty epic fight scene. Like
So
it's
good.
pretty laid in
Yeah.
back whatever.
Got you.
It's
Got you.
hard.
We're there.
Words are hard.
They're back and forth, and you don't necessarily like. I think at that point, at the end of this, I thought Cassius was a goner,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then he's got his one kind of spin around. He suddenly gets it back. It's a pretty good. I'm hoping that one plays out in the TV show, full thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then you get to watch as one cousin after another, and some of them Cassius just fully takes down, like,
Bellerophon's
almost
like the
instantly.
only one that puts up a real fight.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
Bellerophon, Fabera, Villagra, men, and then whatever, everybody just like
And then
volunteering as
Seraphina.
and then
And then
Volunteer.
Lysander's like, I have to save her.
Okay.
the one. Okay, that's
Oh no, sorry. He has to save
Okay.
Cassius.
He has to save Cassius.
He doesn't. Yeah,
It's not
but he
about
doesn't want to
Cassius.
necessarily see Seraphina potentially die.
He's like, she's my future wife.
But you have to remember, as we're saying all this, that somebody amongst us actually is Team Lysander. Hydro.
Not Team. I just want to know why everybody hates him so much so early.
Because
It's
of
Kay.
this scene. Like, he's a whiny bitch. He's
Listen
on his
to
own
everything. Like Dram said,
side.
he's very intelligent. He knows.
No, he's
Super full of himself.
But then, in this
He has
moment,
the blood of the conquerors in us. Like, I mean, he's been
so did
bred to be
Tactus.
that way.
And
Yeah.
Tactus was a shit. So
Still
did
like
Carnus.
Tactus, too.
Carnus was a
I'm sorry.
fuckstick.
the jackal. We're going to talk about the
jackal.
jackal being.
I still think he was like some inbreeding gone wrong or something.
But no, but like, and then we see it in this moment where he's got to do the right thing, even though, like, you have explicitly been told, do not do this.
Not
you
do
will start
this.
a war.
The
You
one
are
thing
going
he
to start a war.
He doesn't give a shit.
No.
Obviously, because he's a piece
Also,
of garbage.
When you're reading this, when he says "my honor remains," the book goes, "My name is Cassius, son of Julia." My honor remains.
Yeah.
Does anybody else in their head, like when I read it, I hear him like, "My honor remains," like straight up like gladiator stuff. Like, like that's what I'm seeing in my head.
I am totally of the opinion that it's just like head held high, enunciated perfectly clearly, but not like raised voice.
Just my honor remains.
After everybody,
It doesn't need to be stated more than, audible level, because his honor
It's
speaks for itself.
But I can still see him like Gerard Butler just screaming it out with his hands. My honor remains.
My honor remains. Yeah.
I could also see it getting louder with each person that he kills.
Right. Like just calm at the beginning, then he's like bleeding out.
Oh, see, I figured it was the opposite of as you continue, you're just like, and my honor remains, and my honor remains. Like, do I have to do the whole speech again? My honor remains.
Well, they keep lining him up, and he kept knocking him down. So,
I'm not going to fight him on that. Like, he is a good swordsman, and his honor. He does have his honor. Again, I'm in the middle of all of this, but I just figure by the end of it, he's just so tired and like done with this shit of like, seriously,
let me die.
My honor remains.
Yeah, so
like, can you just
Dido, could you please have some honor?
Step up,
you piece of garbage.
No, it's all a political move. We figure that out. If Lysander's like, she is uniting.
There's still
every
no
single
honor
person.
in it.
Yeah, oh, for sure. But
it's smart.
And that's why she can't rule the room.
I will say the one time where I was like, all right, Cassius, you got me, was right before he fights Seraphina. And she's like, something about what do we deserve? And he looks up and says, we all deserve the worms.
Yes.
And I was like, all right, you got me there. Like, that's so profound. It's so like well thought through. He's not being like, oh, I'm better than everybody else, I'm going to make fun of you. He's like, no, dude, like we all deserve the worms.
At the end of the day,
it's almost like he's redeemed himself.
If he didn't do anything stupid, he wouldn't have anything to be redeemed from.
That's anybody.
That's fair.
Yeah, what you ever do something dumb at 18? In your early 20s?
Or when he's 30s, or
Okay, but this is the thing. So, yeah, he's 20. He's young. But we get to see Darrow at 16 versus, right? Like,
kill
and even
himself 'cause his
Cassius
wife
at
died.
18. Yeah. But Cassius at 18, like, it's an interesting, he's just
maturity level difference.
exactly. Like, I'll give him that,
something
and I'll
to
give him
fight for difference.
that is it.
Cassius is fighting for his family pride and his personal pride. Darrow is fighting for Eo's dream.
Right.
Yeah.
At 18
Lysander just wants his own fucking he thinks he's the main character. No, you're one of 4 main characters. Get your shit together, Lysander.
You are the least of the main characters.
Yeah.
Fucking what? Who said what?
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 Who's your dog?
Whatever.
Probably
And then
one of them.
Lysander's like, no, don't kill anybody. Here's our little fucking box. Here, have it. One thing he asked. One thing.
Yeah,
all
and it
of
just
that,
it
you can
ruins
at least do it at
Cassius.
the beginning. Yeah, well, at least fucking do it at the beginning before he's half slaughtered and dead anyway. Like,
Yeah,
if you knew you were gonna be a bitch, do it at the beginning.
Because even if he would have survived, if Cassius would have survived, like, okay, like, let's say the bleeding place is over, whatever, like, they're not going to let you go.
No.
Yeah, they've already proved they don't have the honor to, let this stand.
Right.
Or she doesn't.
Well, yeah, true.
Let's talk about, you got Diomedes over there, you got
because
Crazy
Diomedes
Grandma.
is like freaking out. Oh yeah, we love Crazy Grandma.
Crazy Grandma.
Fuck yeah.
My favorite character of this whole chapter.
No whispering at the table. It's not polite.
And then doesn't Dido blame Diomedes too? She's like, "Oh, this is your fault. All these people are dying because of you." And he's like, "I didn't. I said no. I said I don't want to do
Bitch,
this.
what? This is your fault.
Like, all right.
Individually.
Projection.
Yeah.
Go to therapy. No therapy in space.
There's no therapy in space.
Apparently, really not in the Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very much so.
Everybody, the Rim really needs the therapy.
I wanted to. There was a quote by Lysander right before he, turns into a bitch, and he looks at Dido.
Was it before?
Huh?
So we're back in Golden Sun.
No. I mean, right before he gives up everything, he says, "A shade of my grandmother sits in this woman," and I was like, "That's profound." To be like,
and also a scathing indictment.
Yes, it's a little scary. So just thoughts for like further books. Keep an eye on her.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say even.
Don't you dare.
Yeah.
Tranquillus.
I don't. Anyway, they open up this box. It reveals the hollow.
And yep.
I think. Does that actually happen in this set?
Yes, because I don't read past things.
Fair.
So I read this or listened to this approximately an hour ago.
Yep, me too.
So
it's fine.
This is why we were delayed in recording. Because the two of us were still listening to it.
Yeah.
So we do get the reveal with the full interaction, and you get to see what actually happened on the ship, and Victra with Share the Load, Darling, and all of that.
Which I knew was going to come back and bite everybody in the ass.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was like, why? You don't have to.
As soon as Darrow says, delete all the footage, it's like, ooh.
Do we ever find out like who got that footage? Like, how did they get it?
As far as we know, no.
Okay.
Yeah. All we know is it's from the point of view of Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And maybe she's just dog shit at tech and doesn't know how to delete it.
Doesn't know. Yeah.
Or and then dies and somebody gets a hold of it and blah 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 down the road. That's a question for the next Q&A if we get to do one.
He's not gonna. He would never answer that until Red God's out. I bet you anything. He's not gonna answer that.
So I guess we'll have to
do that
after Red God.
Yeah. I had another. There was something along the lines of that. I forget. But we do get the reveal, which then starts the rim into there. Okay, we can now go after Darrow. He has broken the Pax Ilium. Or the Pax Ilium technically was broken.
Yeah, that was never valid.
Yeah. Which is exactly what they wanted. But they also now, not even in doing that, like Lysander can't even get his shit together and be like, fuck. Well, I guess they would have figured it out once they opened the thing, but he has to do his whole speech on who he is. I am Lysander, son of, grandson of, I inherit.
And his bougie accent comes out, and he's so proud about it.
My Hyperion harp beneath.
Yes.
Fuck you. I mean, what?
What? That's what I was gonna say.
I have no strong feelings about Lysander.
No,
I can tell.
You're like me and Cassius. You're just somewhere in the middle. You just wouldn't go out on a date with him. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
One date. Let's be Cassius. One date.
And Cassius, no, give Cassius a whole vacation.
A whole vacation. Yeah, why not? Sure.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't.
I'm not saying let's not be honest, or let's be honest here. Like, I'm not saying I would keep Cassius in my home.
No.
But he is a sweet boy eventually.
No. So the point of the dolphin is like, we're in the Bahamas. We looked it up on Fairdrop. Right now, I could go for like $300. Why aren't I there? We're in the Bahamas for a week. You see the boy at like the bar. He's your fun for the week. But at the end of it,
he sees you.
He's that is how that would play out, because I would not ever go after him. He would go her. But at the end of the week,
and then take you home.
At the end of the week, he's got my number.
No, we did not give him a real number. We did not give him our real number. We gave him the rejection hotline that we give all the people that we don't want to see again. And we keep his little pictures in our phone and be like, oh, you were so sweet once upon a time, but we don't talk anymore.
Did they update the rejection hotline to be texting? Because back in the day, it used to only be called the rejection hotline. Is it texting?
I am 33 years old.
You're married.
Yeah, I don't remember. Last time, I think we had like a dial-up phone to do it.
Oh my god! I'm gonna look up the rejection hotline for the next time
I've never been given the rejection hotline, so I have no idea.
So much fun. So much fun.
Carson, you've never. That's good on you that you've never given the rejection hotline. Good on you.
That's impressive.
I'm gonna need to look it up.
Cheers.
I'll look it up before. I need to pick a scotch, but cheers. Cheers to Crescent being a respectable man. I'll look up the rejection hotline before Tulsa, so I can.
Yes, good call.
Be like, here, I'm rejecting you as my podcast co-host. Aww.
You can actually customize it now, so you can be like, I actually don't think we need to be friends anymore.
Be like, it's okay. I will put the bug in your ear, or bug in Pierce's ear, that you should stay on the blacklist.
Cool.
That was way hard.
Not. I wasn't even going to use it against you, and now I am. I was making jokes about just us all out.
So am I.
I will be the probably only single person in Tulsa. It's more me hanging out with you.
It's going to be
we're boring.
Group of howlers descending on one person, being like, "Go hit on Skipper. Go get."
They're gonna be like, "You guys are intimidating as hell," and we're like, "We will kidnap you in your sleep." Go ahead on Skipper.
Yeah.
Oh God.
More fun.
Everybody come to Tulsa for fun times.
Everybody come to Tulsa. On that note, what am I drinking next?
Lefroy.
Let me see.
This one's only got a little bit left.
I'll finish it then. Absolutely.
Kill it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with. Like this.
I'm going easy on redemption.
For Hydro, that amount is getting turned.
I'm a cheap date. What can I say?
All right. What's our last thoughts on Lysander and Cassius? Or
Cassius is a real one. Lysander's a piece of shit.
Cassius
I agree.
almost redeemed himself.
Almost. He killed all the cousins.
Yeah. He's still a bully. He is still a bully who wants to sleep with Pinks.
I never said he's changed. he's Cassius.
You're like, I love
the Pinks. He loves his drinks.
Pinks and drinks. And himself.
He tried really hard with Lysander, and Lysander's just too stubborn. A loon at heart, if you will.
Yep.
Fair.
Get that Hyperion harp.
Ugh. All right. To that.
Get out of here, Lysander. On to Darrow.
Yep. Which
Darrow has the most boring chapters in this section.
Not a lot happens.
Put him in the middle.
But we do meet Apollonius. Well, like really meet.
You like
real secondary meet.
Yeah, but like we actually get to see how much Apollonius loves the sound of his own voice.
Oh, fucking hell. My favorite line in all of this. Oh my god, my favorite line is Severo going, "Did you memorize that?" Severo's
like,
just
yes.
like, what the hell is this speech? Which I bet he has. He's what, 10? I think slightly less than 10 years in Deepgrave.
Yeah,
and he's got
6 years in Deepgrave.
Like 6?
Yeah. So he's got nothing else to do. So he's just been memorizing his own, like, this is my redemption speech. This is what I've done and why I need revenge.
Yeah. Solitude was the best society. But I do like the mind can make heaven of hell or hell from heaven. So good. Such a good,
very true
life motto, like David Goggins type philosophy of, you got to just get your head right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Plugging in David Goggins. No one knows who that is. It's fine.
I absolutely know who that is.
Okay, good. You and Pop Top then. I made him read it. It's fine.
I haven't read it. I haven't listened to any of his podcasts or anything, but I know who he is.
You know, have knowledge of it.
One question I had in his little he's like going and he's telling all these things that obviously he memorized. He talks about the Battle of Saphira. And isn't that the main dragon's name in Aragon?
Yeah.
Ooh. I was wondering if that was an Aragon reference.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I never picked up on that one. Is that a Pierce or a reference, Pierce? Is it a reference?
Yeah. Is that a reference?
We need to know.
Is it a reference?
Always a reference. It's something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we kind of learn in this portion, though, so as much as we learn the past of the unwritten decade and what kind of transpired and what ended up with him in Deepgrave and his being betrayed essentially by the Ash Lord.
Not even essentially, exactly.
Exactly by the Ash Lord.
And his family.
Yeah.
His own brother, yeah.
Arceus.
Because Apollonius is older, right?
He's the oldest.
I think.
Yeah, so he would inherit everything. But that's why. But he's unhinged. He wasn't able to be controlled, so that's why the Ash Lord picked his younger brother.
It's not a reference, by the way.
It's not?
It's the Battle of Zephyria. Oh. And the dragon in Aragon is Saphira.
It's Saphira, yeah. But I was audiobooking, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fair.
There's fireworks outside because it is May 2-4 weekend here, so I'm hearing fire. Outside of fireworks. So Darrow, we get Apollonius, we get the backstory there, what's happening, and we get what their current mission is. We get a little bit of a reveal on how this is going to go down.
Yes.
Which is genius.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So well done. Such like a very Darrow plan.
Is Darrow asking him to not betray his brother, right? He's asking them, they need to work together.
Yeah.
Well, he basically has to go in.
Get your shit
Yeah, he
together.
basically has to go in and slap the shit out of his brother.
Yeah. He's just
and take his forces.
Where is
back
it?
from
What
the
is
Ash
it? They're at the pool with all these naked chicks, just living life. And then his brother comes out.
Naked everyone's, really.
Yeah.
And to that note, I feel like this is the first time we see a full description, because it does not really fade to obsidian, of a gold being used almost in the same way pinks are normally described.
Yeah.
Of like,
are they a pink if they enjoy it? Sorry.
Right? They were totally for it.
They're full for it, but it's just not something up until this point that we see that, like, almost
the free-loving demeanor of the golds.
Yes, exactly. This is kind of that first little signs we see of that.
And I love how, sorry, am I talking over you? But I like before they get there, whenever he's like, how are you planning on getting his attention? And he's like, we have like 240 bottles of whiskey. We have this many, and 2 of his pinks. And he's like, Apple starts laughing. He's like, you've got him. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, you fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite, though, is that it's this many of Earth and 4 bottles of Mars. And then Darrow's like, that's
what happened to the Mars whiskey.
Yeah, Kieran.
Like, wait, go out on a limb and say it was probably several.
It was probably Kieran.
It's Kieran.
Because they get back to the ship and Darrow's like, you didn't go too hard in the stores, right? She's like, no.
That little red body can like take in it all.
Oh yeah,
they're fucking hardy.
That's how they
were bred. They had to have high alcohol tolerances.
That is different. An interesting thing that I picked up. I think being a ginger, I sometimes pick up more of the ties between the Reds and the current Irish. Mm-hmm. And you still to this day get that they are the stereotypes we have of the Irish. They're the drunks. They're all of that. Like, it is very interesting if Pierce continues to weave that in. After all these years, not only whether or not it's true, but the stereotype holds up.
Yeah, like Min watching the sitcom.
Yes,
Red moves in with what is it, a white and a violet or something?
Yeah. They're like, where'd all the whiskey go?
Yeah.
He calls it racist shit.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Yep. But so it's an interesting. Yeah, who knows who took the Mars whiskey, but I do like that. It's like, and 4 bottles of Martian whiskey, and Darrow's like,
word.
Like,
I feel like that number was higher.
The low value of Martian whiskey.
Yeah, I feel like Earth whiskey's just been Earth whiskey for 1,000 years, and Mars whiskey is probably different. not viewed as high class.
Do we need my?
How would they possibly
hear
the scratch and sniff?
My scratch and sniff. It doesn't tell me anything about Martian whiskey. It just tells me all the Earth whiskeys and how they're made.
Write your own. Make it smell like what?
Iron.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I have to imagine Martian whiskey would taste heavily of iron.
It's like blood.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know what iron usually tastes like, but metallic-y.
Snake's blood. That's my vote for Martian whiskey. Snake's blood.
Okay. Copyright it.
Hit Viper Swill. Absolutely.
This is a question for the Q&A, because he probably would answer this.
He totally would answer this.
Yeah.
He's probably spent many a time researching what it might be.
Yeah. Makes me sad that he can't drink as much
tequila now. Yeah. He's a tequila drinker now.
He drinks tequila now?
He says he tried
reposado during the gala.
Yeah.
Which is a kind of
he said he gets heartburn, which I understand.
So
we asked him, who are you and what are you drinking? And he said he's drinking Casamigos Reposado.
There you go. Yep. Because we both had the Lagavulin, and he was like, oh, students of Arcos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Disciples of Arcos, even.
Disciples of Arcos. Yeah.
Which is better.
It's true.
So at what point do we get the person who is crept on board? There is another heat signature. It's slightly before this, correct?
This is like the two
it's...
heat signatures that are in the
Somebody's going to
like,
Bone City.
On board. Who are those two?
You were being a pervert, weren't you? It's like, and he just ignores him. He's like, well, yeah. And so I counted 25. Like,
he's like, stop. We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
The stowaway.
The stowaway.
I love her. She's probably my favorite character of the second series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She breaks her heart.
Yeah. Rona, the feisty.
How many times no? Her dad said no. Darrow said no. Everybody said, like, I want to go. You can't go.
Oh, this isn't New Sparta?
She's sarcastic. And she is 100% me at like 17. Like, I'm not going to let anybody tell me what I'm not going to do. Like, I'm going to show up on this. Be a stowaway.
Mm-hmm.
She's talking all
but
her
I
shit.
still stand that so we discover in half that she has the right to be there, and we understand why Kieran and Darrow don't want her there. And I like the throw in I don't think it's this point, I think it's earlier when she tries to in her own right go, but the throw in the face of this is what the female Helldivers felt like, is like, and now you're not letting me do it.
Yep.
But we also do at some point in this, it's later, it's at the very end of this section, learn when it's the conversation between her and Alexander of like, she doesn't always take it to heart, where Darrow's like quizzing them and like, did you do the reading? And she's like, no. And he's like, how the fuck are you supposed to know? You don't read the debriefs. Like, but I do like her like
17-year-old mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, she is only like 19, 20.
Yeah, she's young.
She keeps trying to prove herself time and time again, and she proves herself, and then he's like, but like, you keep saying you don't want me to treat you like you're my niece, but you're asking me to treat you like you're my niece. Like, it can't be both ways.
If anybody else talked to me like this, they would, you know, be the fuck out. You know, they would not be my Lancer anymore.
Mm-hmm. Which we do get at that point. Severo is we see the lay the law down Severo, where he's like, great, then you're cleaning the latrines, starting with mine. Like,
and it's burrito night.
It's burrito night. Like, you can clean my toilet. It's fine. Yeah,
like we see Severo can in that moment be that leader, that backup that Darrow needs. Because Darrow,
Traxa, who was like, that was kind of harsh.
Yeah.
She was like,
yeah, who is also, we love Thraxa.
Oh,
fucking love her.
Yep.
She's amazing.
All of the Telemanuses. Anyone says anything against any Telemanus, and I will meet you on the streets of Tulsa.
We're out.
Yep.
We can all agree on that one, at least. We can all agree.
Hydro, you're being suspiciously quiet.
What? Why?
Do you not like Thraxa? What?
No, I agree.
Oh, okay, good.
Turns out you're out of the hotel room. I take it all back.
We have to stick together for safety. Quit kicking people out of hotel rooms.
Well, then you better like all the Telemanuses.
Yes, all the
Telemanuses. I feel like the only requirement to be safe in Tulsa is just going to be a wolf howl. If there's a wolf howl, there's going to be like a giant.
We've had this discussion that I do not. I need to go find somewhere. Yeah, my vocal cords.
Did they not make wolves in Ontario?
They don't.
I grew up making wolf howls.
They're coyotes out here.
Go out to the lake and you can hear wolves for miles.
No.
I remember going out like I was 8 years old, and there's just like, you know, you go out and it's pitch dark in the woods, and you can just hear all the wolves howling. And they're like, all right,
That's awesome.
start making wolf howls. And then the wolves start going more. It's cool.
That's
good stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah. Also,
Dram,
that wolf sanctuary that's 45 minutes from me. Yeah, come visit. We'll go.
You haven't gone there yet?
No. I've driven by it
He's
like
waiting
6
for
times.
me. He's waiting for me. Dram, you and your son howl, don't you?
We do. It's a thing with us and now like the neighborhood kids that if I howl, they howl back. So I know that they're okay.
That's
Nice.
cute.
Even the little 2-year-old, she'll do it too.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I've been to signings and everyone, it's a big thing.
It is.
Yeah, when you go to Pierce's signings, normally whoever's amping the crowd, it's not Pierce doesn't normally ask, but what it is whoever's interviewing him normally does a like, is there any howlers here? And the whole crowd will howl, and I'm just in the front row and being like, oh, because mine is so weak, which is interesting because I do have a very loud, like, you want to hear me scream, you will. I have won contests for how I can scream, like. It's like
that's a whole nother story.
It's a thing at work that I used to do, the kids' events, and they would hear me. I wouldn't scream, but you could hear my reading of the books throughout the whole store. But I cannot howl, whatever that pitch is. So
if you use your diaphragm, pretty sure.
We're going to have some howling lessons so that I can be released on the streets of Tulsa safely.
Yeah.
We'll coach. We will coach you.
Or Tulsa. They're not going to know what hit them.
Yeah, truly.
They're going to be so
I can't
scared.
wait.
They're like,
this is going to be fucking great.
It's the best.
Where were we in all this? So Rona and Thrax,
yeah.
we think they're badasses. Rona has stowed away.
We go to Venus. Severo cuts Tharsis' ear off.
Yes.
Apollonius takes all of his men back.
Because they belong to him.
Tells them to kill all of the Ash Lord's men that are in the legions.
We expected that, right? We
oh, absolutely. And like, good for him.
And
also, we didn't talk about Apollonius having the bomb in his head. Like,
oh yeah,
good motivation not to be, a piece of shit.
Shout out to the yellow who did that.
That was Winkle. He's a green.
Oh, I thought it was the yellow.
No yellow's in the howlers.
She takes it back because she's only.
I want a howler yellow. I want one so bad.
Maybe later.
Yeah, in Golden Sun you get Fiorni, but she's not really a howler. She's just their doctor.
Yeah, she's just there. She kind of sucks. No personality. They're like, all doctors should be this way. Like, come on.
Also, it's Morningstar, not Golden Sun.
Okay, Encyclopedia.
You're right.
Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. That's literally the only reason. Skipper could run this without me, but
no, I couldn't. Can you imagine me being like, and then I have no idea. I read the chapters today, and I don't know what's happening.
Besides this thing, you'd be fine without me.
Besides the actual fact,
this thing is required. So I'm
yes, yeah. So what else?
So we're going on with Darrow's chapters.
Let's see.
They're getting ready to attack the Ash Lord.
Yeah, it's basically their plan to.
I still laugh at Darrow like protecting Rona from Alex. Like he plays back the video of Alexander like mocking Rona.
His facial expressions. He's like, "Oh, I get it. You're trying to be like fast or whatever, but you don't gotta be all snarky about it."
What did he say? Don't be such an asshole. That's why there's wars in the first place.
Which is so. Last week on like the episode, I brought up the difference between Alexander and Lysander are first cousins.
Yeah, they have the same grandpa,
and it's the same. It's nature versus nurture, and I think it was Hawking said something about like, yeah, but you're gonna hang out with Darrow and Severo, you're gonna learn to check yourself, which I think is a big thing, and we see that right here. that it's like he pulls what we are watching Lysander do over and over again, but he's got the person who's going to throw it back in his face and be like, you're being a dick.
Yeah, don't do that. Because Cassius isn't going to do it because
Lysander's a bitch.
Well, and Cassius
is just like, he's just a frat boy, you know.
Well, no, but that's it. Is Cassius is, I think, used to people talking in that manner. He doesn't see anything wrong with it, rather than Darrow's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, come on.
Don't do that.
Or also, you know, Cassius doesn't want to be in a fight with one of two people that he has constant contact with.
That's true as well, rather than what is Alex gonna do against Darrow? Like, what's he gonna do against Severo? Like, meh. But yeah, it's just, that's such a nature versus nurture moment of you now seeing that. So I don't know, if Lorne was killed 10 years ago, most of the Arcos were killed 10 years ago. You're assuming that Alex has been either probably raised by the Telemanus or someone in that group this 10 years.
As far as I'm aware, all of the widows of Arcos are still...
They're still alive? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, it's like he's been indoctrinated into this group for that long that he just knows how to turn it off and on, and they check him in a manner that's totally... So there's your Lysander versus... I'm going to continue the Lysander versus Alexander. Why are we naming everyone with the same thing, but Alex versus lies?
Accurate.
Good versus bad. No.
Also
accurate. Alex wants to be Darrow. He wants to impress him. He wants to follow in his footsteps.
So he wants to be somebody worthy of respect in Darrow's eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, same, dude.
Right? All right, so are we going to get out of the boring Darrow POV?
Yeah, let's get out of Darrow.
Let's get after it.
Okay, we get the very exciting... And I'm going to look like the alcoholic on this one because I just keep finishing bottles.
Pop a bottle.
Finish the Lagavulin.
Well, so this is the original bottle of Lagavulin, the one from the glittering... This one's more full. I should not finish that tonight.
You said this is the original, and he's like, yes, I know. He's like, I know which Lagavulin that is.
Yeah, it's because she hasn't finished it on the podcast yet.
Yeah.
How did I finish mine before you?
Because, no, I have a second bottle. The Glitter and Gala, I bought a second bottle.
Because I think our last episode, I started that bottle.
You did.
Yeah. So I technically have 2 bottles on the go. Okay. Water check. Hi, girl. Dram's out doing
hydrate before you dehydrate.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Yeah, so we're gonna do Lyria and Ephraim together because for the most of these chapters, we discover they are together. And they don't really like it. I know. Well, that's it. So we ended the last podcast by saying that it's the happy middle moment where like she goes to sleep thinking she made a new friend.
You know how hard it is to make friends? Friends don't lie.
As an adult?
Friends don't lie.
And she has so much like hope now. She's like, oh man, like I'm away from my planet, right? I'm away from all my family's gone. I see my brother sometimes. No, my nephew.
Yeah,
nephew.
Yeah. Ephraim's good.
She doesn't like the servants. Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking.
Yeah, she thinks they all look down on her.
Yeah, they're whispering about her situation behind her back, like. But now she's like, oh, I have somebody to confide in, and even she does. She's like, what does she say? I've never told this to anybody. When he asks her
the names of her family.
She's like, nobody's ever asked me that. Like, ugh, Philippe.
Yeah, we like Philippe, and then we discover it's Ephraim.
He's
just playing.
Oh my god. Yeah, and he's just like, he knows people so well that he's just like,
he knows how to play off her emotions.
Oh my god. Yeah, I want to call him an emotional assassin, but like, he's
He is.
not assassinating her emotions.
He had a job.
He's a chameleon. He can be
Yeah,
whatever you
exactly,
need him to be. That's what he's learned.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Dram, are you
Philippe
calling
was.
for more booze?
No, my husband just, Mr. Dram, just poured a shot and looked at me and was like, "Cheers." Over here.
Cheers, Mr. Dram.
And also, he
That
just
was
saw
you.
me actually open it. I'm not gonna lie. I was drinking softer things earlier, so I'm actually gonna
How dare
taste
you.
it. I know.
It looked very watered down. Where am I putting this?
Yeah, it was
I
cider.
can live next to.
Oh.
It was apple cider, like hard cider or whatever.
Ooh.
But now I'll drink whiskey.
I can't argue about hard cider.
It's good. It's good.
We like hard cider. We like hard cider in this podcast.
We like hard things.
I know.
Take it to the road.
I like where you're going, Hydro.
Yeah, we are.
No, that's very good. You try it.
Yeah.
So we get their cute little lunch date is
little
where we open
date,
up.
Yeah.
I know.
From Ephraim's point of view, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the first.
He's with Tulsa and Karachi. At Karachi.
Kobachi.
They play Karachi. Yeah. They're at Kobachi.
Yeah.
That's just, it's very close.
Needlessly complicated.
Yes. Thanks, Pierce.
Getting the
drone.
Oh yeah, the pendant.
Yeah.
Which breaks your heart the second time as you're reading it, and you're like, you know what it is, but you know what it means to her, and you're like, ugh.
I have, because it's been 4 years, I knew it was something that would screw up, and I was like, he ends up giving it to her, but I could not remember what it was.
Oh.
It's the thing. It's the thing.
I know, and I was like, it's somehow tracking her. Like, I did not remember what it was.
Also, I like that he lays the groundwork for the pendant.
The first time they meet.
The first time. He's like talking about the face of Bacchus and, like.
I didn't notice that. Oh.
Yeah.
God, you take so many notes.
She's like, what's under your shirt? What's under your shirt? Because he's playing with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he shows.
And he, talks about how Bacchus's face is, gentle or devious yet gentle or something along those lines.
And I believed him. I was like, oh.
Well, we see in these chapters that his feelings are genuine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's not an incredible monster.
This is a mild bit of therapy in space. Yeah.
We do learn whatever the pills he is. I was like, is that just? Are you just on Xanax the whole time?
That's what I think it's a benzo.
I was thinking it was clonazepam because every time he's talking about Zolidone or whatever, he's popping Zolidone. Like I have.
You got all the yellows on today. I'm like,
sorry.
Can you put this in my?
I need 5 of them today. I'm like, oh, you sound like my patients. Like so many people. No, I need it. I'm gonna go through withdrawals. I'm like, oh my god, you're like Ephraim.
You and your benzos, absolutely. So it's either Ativan, it's clonazepam. I mean, you get it.
I mean, or it's just like a totally new thing that just like kills all
emotions,
all feelings.
So my thing is you wouldn't be taking a benzo.
We're not like let's not go down this rabbit hole.
Sorry,
I was gonna be the opposite.
Oh, you want to get after it? All right.
No, I'm just. No,
that's fine. I'm here for
have
it.
A discussion afterwards of like I'm on Ativan. Do I get withdrawals if I stop
all at once? Yeah.
What is a?
Okay. You're supposed to taper off.
But also, if you take it PRN, it's not a big deal. You will never have withdrawals.
Oh my god, no! This is a way bigger discussion than this podcast needs.
If you take it on an as-needed basis, you're not going to have any withdrawals. If you took it daily, multiple times daily.
For a long time, you need to taper off. You're gonna have a hell of
a. So like my once a week is not doing anything.
No, nothing. You will never have withdrawals.
It was like, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to get.
We can cut this out. Too many yellows. Crescent, take another shot so we don't feel so bad. He's looking down on us. Look at that face. He's like, I'm just these women.
No, I'm getting notifications.
Oh, sorry.
I would never look down on you guys. Come on.
No. We love the yellows. We have so many great yellows in the den.
Yeah. I could have used you on Wednesday.
When you put your freaking eye drops that were expired?
You used expired medication.
Yeah, dog.
Don't do that.
Never.
The shit was painful.
You can't yell at him.
He didn't message me till later.
What the fuck were you gonna do?
Tell you not to do them? Even I would have told you that, and I'm not a yellow. I don't even understand.
I didn't notice they were expired until after.
It could have got you a new script. I could have filled the script. We could have got you taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he lives in Canada. He doesn't need random scripts being filled. You just walk in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit. I forget. It doesn't cost you guys $1 million to go to the doctor.
It doesn't cost me any dollars.
It cost me $12,000 to have a baby.
Actual like licensed people in the den do not ask random howlers for medical advice. Thank you.
Go to your licensed professionals.
Yes.
I mean, we're licensed and we are professionals, but
that's true.
Yes.
But
we're not your licensed professionals.
Yes.
Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Moving on, Ephraim is on some kind of, who knows, either
possible benzo.
Yeah. Because even when Lyria, they were joking about Mustang frowning upon flying kites or something, and he's like, I can't even laugh because I'm so high off all the Zolidum. Oh, and they had a nice little picnic.
They had a picnic because his knee is hurting. Like, she's so caring. She's so thoughtful.
Because he couldn't go through the scanners.
Yeah.
Ephraim thinks everything.
It plays it so well. Ooh.
He's so
and
smart.
Then he mentions Volga to her. He's like,
yeah,
Volga
he slips.
She's like, what? And he's like, oh, a friend of mine, which is true, but she's not around anymore.
Yeah, she is no longer with the living.
Okay. Ephraim.
Yeah.
Would be an asshole? Be like, yeah.
Well, he's got to cover his bases in case Lyria says something to somebody.
You shouldn't have slipped up in the first place.
Well, yeah. It's not
professional.
Lyria.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving forward, then Lyria is at the birthday party.
Yeah, she
which is why you made that martini.
Why I had Prosecco 2 drinks ago.
There it is.
Which I really like this. So apparently we learn a main party because when Lyria gets asked to go get Sophocles, she's not, they're not with the main party. There's this secondary party.
Which isn't
even a party.
Which
it's like
it's literally like a political council.
Yeah, a political council that is like having a meeting in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Which all we get. She's been talking about Mustang. She's like,
that's it. So we first learn, obviously the Telemanos are in there, and then we learn Victra is there.
In her
Victra being Victra,
half naked, well, full pregnant, like
yes,
so Victra, so like I told you not to do this, so anti-dancer. Like Victra's just being pure.
What was the what was the quote? It was like, I have 6 people that can make it look like an accident, and and 6,000 that can make it an example. And I'm like, oh, that's just so Victra. As much as she's being a little space racist, sometimes still love her.
Yeah.
And Lyria's
how can I tell you've watched Howler Pod? Shout out
the
Howler
space
Pod.
racist. We love.
Sorry, yeah, I love Howler Pod.
We love Howler Pod.
So do I.
So space racist, which is the Howler Pod term, but
not out. Sorry.
Yeah,
love them.
Absolutely
but
love them.
Victra's in full form, and it's interesting. I think watching Lyria, that I think for so many years we've seen Darrow in his larger than life, like we know who all these people are that we finally get. And it's so funny because the way they're described, we're like, well, it's obviously Victra, and it takes like a few pages until she's like, oh, I've discovered who this person is. And we know that there's somebody standing by the window saying these things. And it takes a while for her to go, oh, shit. That's the Sovereign. Yeah. But us as the reader, it's like, well, you obviously know it's, what's barefoot? We had this discussion with the Quicksilver.
I loved this so much. I love the fact she's barefoot.
Yeah.
Because it's symbolism that she's grounded. Like, she is so grounded.
Yeah.
She doesn't need all the pomp. She doesn't need all that. She's grounded.
I just thought she hated her heels or whatever, because that's every girl at the end of a party.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But right? You just put your shoes in the middle, dance around them.
Yeah. It's just very interesting to me of like, we as the reader know who all these people are, and it takes a few pages for each one to like, oh, that's Victra. Oh, it's the Sovereign, right? Like, I'm not even gonna call her Mustang during this, because Lyria would never
call her Mustang. Yeah,
she is the Sovereign, and at that moment, you see that the hate Lyria has been putting on her. She suddenly is, oh, that's a human.
Like, she's a person.
Yeah. She's a person with this many souls on her back. Like,
because she sees her as the Sovereign,
and she's like, she looks tired, like,
but in reality, she's Victoria.
Virginia.
The whiskey, you guys.
Drink more. Take another shot.
I was gonna say, I just saw you pour another one.
We got this.
You didn't lick the bottle, first of all.
It's
second of all, it looked like, you probably.
It's only a Mickey.
Again,
another Canadianism.
Mickey.
Oh yeah,
is a date rape drug in the United States.
That's what my husband was telling me. I was like, "Hey, you're drinking a Mickey," and he's like, "What did you put into my drink?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
I don't need that for you, Hubs.
Drug.
No, I would call it a roofie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was called Mickey in the 80s.
All right.
What's the 80s?
We drink out of Mickeys.
Maybe the person came from Canada and originally brought the date rape drug from Canada and was like, it's a Mickey. And then somebody passed out and they're like, all right, so Mickey's from here on out are date rape drugs. That's what I'm saying.
The nicest people.
Full circle.
Don't trust us.
Yeah, I think we forget sometimes when
we are the
people
reason
have
for war crimes.
I think you forget sometimes when you have a reputation, like you forget that people are human. So when she sees,
I thought we were going back to Canadians, but yes,
no,
yes. Also,
no, Hydro's on topic. God damn it!
She
like, what about her reputation?
Virginia is Victoria, but she is on topic, and all of us are not.
Fucking hell! All right. Yes. It's also past midnight where Dram and I are.
Yeah, it's like just after 10.
It's 11:11 somewhere. Make a wish.
Wish.
Yeah, not at any of our places.
No, well, somebody.
Central time. Make a wish.
What is that? Space boots?
Yeah. Space boots.
Space boots.
It's someone from the den.
Cowboy boots.
Hell yeah.
You've been wearing those the whole time.
Of course I am. If I have to go out and walk through Grape's Pen in a minute, I have to have my boots on.
Always be prepared.
All right, I have more questions. But
You're wearing shoes inside.
Yes.
Always wear shoes inside.
No, this isn't a Canadian-American divide that we do not wear shoes inside.
Yeah. Oh, really?
No.
If you're Filipino, you can wear shoes inside.
Yeah. Well, I am redneck, which means that we wear shoes inside a lot because my feet get cold. And I might go outside.
Socks on. If it's really cold, I have reading socks that are thicker material.
Oh, that's
I have
adorable.
slippers.
Yeah, house slippers.
My dog ate those. He can't eat these. These are made out of leather. It's fine.
He can if he tried.
All right.
So what Space racist.
Okay. No, you were getting us back on topic that Virginia is a human.
She's human, and Lyria forgot that part because when she was in camp 121, 151,
121. Thank you, Encyclopedia.
She just hated Reaper. She hated the Sovereign because they pulled her out of her home. But they haven't. It takes time.
It does.
A revolution takes time.
This is and I think she's starting to learn that, and she's starting. But then, the very next
scene is the worst
of her abusing a child.
She goes off on Pax.
The fuck you are.
No, but even to start with, like, he says, so he goes out. He
says bloody damn.
Yeah. And she says that's not his word.
I'm not gonna lie, straightening my hair today, I was thinking of this. I'm like, this bitch. Like, what the hell? And she's like, oh, we used to get raped, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, you mean before his dad did something about it? And you want to be mean to him?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I agree with you that this is probably where we go back on the Lyria and whether or not I'm on her side. And this portion, I'm like, God, like, have some fucking perspective. And also, you're talking to a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Is he 12 now? I thought it was. Yeah.
He's got to be slightly older than 10 because, so he's like 11 or 12. 11. I think it later says.
He says he's 10, doesn't he?
Whatever.
He has to be somewhere between 10 and 11.
And he's like, I want to know about the mines. He wants to know about the mines. I've read your dossier.
And he genuinely wants.
And now
Little Gold wants to know about the nasty shit.
I'm like, the nasty shit his dad got you out of. Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
And he genuinely.
But she wants to go back. Like, sort of.
But, like, that's it, is, like, Pax genuinely wants to know because he is surrounded by golds and I think understands that and so wants to know, you know, he's clearly not getting it from, he says that his grandmother will not talk to him about it. So the Reds, we got to get another bubbly.
It's upside down.
More water.
But the Reds, we know that the Reds are not talking about what they went through. And
at least not to Pax.
So he wants to know. Yeah.
Because he's proud. He's proud to be both red and gold. Like, that's not common.
And she's a fucking bitch about it.
She's so mean. Like, so mean.
Reading it through the first time, I was like, okay. And then listening to it the second time, I'm like, damn, there's so much pent-up aggression there that she just lets loose on this little boy. It's honestly something I would do, I think, if I was having a bad day. I'd just yell at a 10-year-old.
But you have to think she has to have some sort of perspective. Like, they have her brother in custody. Yeah. Like, you have to be kind enough. You have to be smart enough to say, hey, if I am mean, it could have repercussions to my family. And she's
not that, but at the same time, she does reflect back to she is known to have a temper because she talks back to Ava. You know, she recalls that Ava said about her temper. Mm-hmm. So, like, I get it. I can have we know that in the den that I can have a temper.
Oh, you Irish woman.
What are you talking about?
Never yelled at any of you. But, like,
yet. Yeah.
So she at least is reflecting back on that if she knows her temper exists. But she's not holding, you know, she's not filtering it in any capacity and takes it out on the most powerful child in the solar system. And we don't know at this point we're going to get the tail end as we go through of what happens. But she leaves this transaction believing that she's going to be fired.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know if they're going to do it now or if they're going to do it later, but I know I'm can for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But really, like, it's an interesting that we do see that Pax and Mustang have a moment where she's clearly asking, like, what's wrong? And Pax is not actually giving it up. Like, and we don't actually fully see that. We just know that as a future reader of, like, Pax is not going to betray that, but she, being in that moment, is like, well, obviously the kid's gonna try, like, throw me under the bus. Like,
Because
do they
kids
have
do that.
buses in space? Sorry.
If they're not smart, if they don't have Virginia genes,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Virginia.
Virginia. The more I drink, the more redneck's gonna come out. I'm
No,
sorry.
he's
No.
the
I was
gene.
making a joke about Virginia jeans.
Oh!
Virginia.
Kristen made a pun.
I'm sorry. I thought it
I
was
do
funny.
that.
Surprise, surprise.
It's embarrassing. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, so we do get that little bit, like, she knows coming out of this that she's in shit.
Yeah.
But then shit escalates.
You said the thing.
So fast. It happened so fast. Everybody's supposed to just, oh, party's over. Everybody's gonna go home.
Yeah, everybody's got their little gift basket from Quicksilver.
Going to Lake Celine. Everybody's gonna chill.
Which I would
but
totally
we know that Pax and
Yeah.
Elektra are going back with the Telemanoses, so we don't know where the
Yeah.
rest of them are going. But the grandma and grandpa get the kids.
Grandma and grandpa. Aw.
Well, we learned, like, Uncle Cavex, he talks about Uncle Cavex. And it's like, that's your grandpa.
Yep.
Let's be serious.
Let's be real. When did we get the thing that he talks about? Who is my godfather? It's in the conversation with Lyria.
That's in
He's
this
like-
conversation.
That's
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
So
where
Uncle
he's
Cavex
like,
is my godfather, or Severo. I think they arm wrestled
Yeah,
over
they're-
it, and there was
but somebody cheated. Yeah, that was the best.
I think there was
like,
cheating
that's
involved.
So awesome.
because you fucking know Severo would
Oh,
cheat over that.
Absolutely.
Severo's like half the size of. That doesn't make
If
sense.
that.
Goblin versus
know.
Cavex.
Yeah, he's half red. He's not Telemanus.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
not
so
even
we're that-
Telemanish.
Telemanish. You with your puns, man.
But we do get back to there's no therapy in space, but I would argue that Pax at this point proves that he's obviously got dad issues because fucking Darrow.
Yeah, Darrow's causing problems.
It's not as bad as most people would be because he's got the fucking Telemanoses in his corner.
100%.
And Severo.
And Severo, but Severo also needs to go to therapy. It's the Telemanoses that are holding
Yeah. Telemanus
They
is
hold the
holding down.
Augustans together forever.
forever.
Yes. It's literally the only reason that the Augustans didn't just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Cavex
Daxo
decided he liked
makes
one of
a
them.
lot of fucking sense. This whole chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, we like Daxo.
Every time he speaks,
Daxo.
whether it's in the the war chamber or whatever, like super smart.
We love any of the Telemanoses.
Yeah.
It's true.
Nobody speaks ill of my giants.
No, or else you're kicked out of the hotel room.
Exactly.
Somebody
Also-
call Salem to ensure she's on the same page as the rest of it.
She is. We already know this.
Yeah.
But no, as we move forward, so her necklace blows up, everything goes to plan. We're in this grab well. We end up in the basement of like a hospital or something.
Yeah.
During all of the interactions, my only worry, which is super, super ridiculous, was where's Sophocles? And if somebody kills fucking Sophocles, I'm gonna lose my shit. And when Daxo's going after Sophocles, I'm like, dude, I don't care if you die. Like, do not fucking touch that fox.
Yeah.
I think I
So-
yelled
Yeah,
too.
Sophocles
that-
bites Dano.
Anything
Yeah.
happens to Sophocles, I'm not reading the rest of this series. I'm gonna be done. Like, you do not.
We don't kill dogs in this.
My favorite den theory that we have running is that Sophocles is who Red God is. And Sophocles will last to the end. And the other part of the conspiracy theory is that Io, like the dog Io, is a clone and wrote this whole thing. That's part of this, and it doesn't make as much sense. But that Sophocles is the actual main character and is who God will be.
My face hurts.
The den is so beautiful for this exact reason. And if you're not part, you need to get in here. Like,
yes, for real. Like if you have stumbled upon Fade to Obsidian and you are not part of the Howlers Den, you need to get on that shit
right now.
Because
links in the description.
That Pierce did not write these books. His dog did.
Yeah.
Could have happened. We've seen her. She's smart.
It's true. She wears a bow tie. That is a smart dog.
Right, Dexter.
She is a well-dressed genius.
Like, how are you going to tie a bow tie if you're not smart?
Without thumbs. No thumbs.
Her ears, they know. Oh, so cute.
Sweet baby.
The ears tell all.
Sweet baby.
But yeah, so okay, we kind of skipped out because we were so focused on Sophocles.
Yeah, so there was a bomb.
Which is the pendant.
Well, an EMP, yeah.
EMP is the Gravwell, yeah.
Yeah.
They steal, they kidnap
Pax and Electra, and we get that but Sophocles is like, because everybody else is knocked out, so whatever gas they're using is not
effective
working
on Sophocles anyway.
And so they have to throw, and this is it, is we see Volga, who we know wants the animal sanctuary. She wants to rescue animals. She is the one who she stops Sophocles from dying, that she can grab Sophocles up and
Dano
throw
was going to kill her.
And Sophocles gets thrown into whatever cabin, and you can still hear that Sophocles is trying to fucking save the kids because
it's like a 70-pound fox just hammering itself against the door.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
For sure.
I need to I have pictures of me feeding foxes that I named Sophocles.
Aww.
Yeah, my cottage, everyone around me hates me because I feed the foxes, and everyone else is like, if you could not make them tame? And I was like, oh, but if I could.
Yeah.
I'll give it. No, make them tame and make them stop killing my chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
They've taken turkey.
So we do...
Sorry, move on.
So once we get Sophocles detained, Kavik, so then we get that Ephraim goes to try and kill Illyria because she knows too much, and you got to get, and cannot. So
he tries, and then the safety is on, and then can't again. He can't kill her twice.
He said, I can't do it twice.
Yeah.
He can't hurt his little rabbit.
Yeah.
And he's not on any Zoladone because he's like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this without being under the influence. I'm going to do this like a man.
He's going to raw dog it, and he can't.
Wow.
It was a joke.
And we're fading to Obsidian.
This is why you guys get the Howler cut.
Oh god,
this we do it though.
So much trouble.
None of this is Dark Age spoilers.
It's true. We can all stay in.
We are rated 18 plus on everything.
No, we're not. We're just not made for kids. We're not 18 plus.
Okay.
We're just
Sorry,
not made for kids.
My bad.
Okay. So like teenagers, they should know too. It's fine.
And Dram has the right to tell.
Moving on. Yeah, so we get that he can't, like, Lyria doesn't die, so he takes her as well.
And one of the best moments is that Kavix is so huge that the medication they put on, like, he's just shaking it off, and he's like coming up, he's like stumbling around.
Sort of, yeah. With a plasma rifle, it talks about his skin is melting off his bones.
He gives zero fucks. He's going forward.
No, that man gives all the fucks.
Oh yeah.
He gives all the fucks.
And when he yells,
those are his grandkids, like Pax especially, but also Electra. You know, he has great. Cry over here. We
teared up reading that.
Kavix. Oh.
but we also see the old bear is still in fact a bear.
I was a little disappointed that he didn't go, Cavex, I'll tell him honest.
Right?
While he was going, but
No, he was just yelling for Pax. He was like, Pax!
I know.
Yeah.
Which is sweet.
And he crushes Dano's skull. No, he
like
he haymakers him and he punches his head off, basically.
And his spine pops out. Like it's pretty gruesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it basically folds from here, just like folds over and rips open, and there's just like a little nub of spine. Just
did nobody feel anything? I didn't feel a damn thing for Dano. I'm so sorry.
I didn't feel anything for Dano. Because he just went after Sophocles. Let's be serious.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, Sophocles thinks you're bad. He fucking bites on you. Yeah, you're done. Sorry.
But we get Cavex but then the last Lyria sees, she believes Cavex is dead.
Yeah. I know, and that's so heartbreaking. And she's like, his crow did it. So she doesn't think very highly of Volga.
Yeah.
But like, Volga stepped up.
We love.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Volga's got a non-lethal policy. We've learned.
I love that.
And
I love comics, but I was like, damn, Volga.
Yeah, so I guess this isn't the time we break that.
And then what does Ephraim say that she's a getaway driver? Dana was supposed to be the getaway driver, and she drives faster than
she drives faster than he ever did.
She's like, I got this shit, don't you worry.
Yeah.
She's like straight like Fast and Furious 23.
Volga Diesel.
Gears, like, pulling up that brake. Internet. Sorry. That's what I'm picturing in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, Volga Diesel.
Tokyo drifting, for sure.
Yeah.
So then we meet Gorgo again.
Oof.
Yeah.
Who I hate.
Fuck that guy.
In my core.
Yep.
In your Corgo.
In my Corgo, for sure. And we have the Duke.
The Duke is so
easy. And how much is he trying to hook up with Ephraim? It's so funny the entire time. Like every other paragraph, he's trying to hook up with Ephraim, and Ephraim's like, I want to go to bed. And this guy's like, are you going to go to bed?
And not yours.
And he's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, probably. I just need to leave. And then he's like, oh, I have one of your people. Sarah, right? Sarah?
Yep.
Which?
Sarah.
Which
Sarah
we didn't
Seelemenes.
like her anyway. And he's like, I have your green. What do you want me to do? And he's like, I don't know. I want to go fuck to bed. Like,
yeah, let her go.
Let her go.
Oops, wrong choice of words.
And then, if she's your person, like you completed whatever your job, like you get to decide. Do you want her? What is it? Death by fire, death by blah blah blah.
There's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Gave him a bunch of ideas. Like, just let her go. He's like, okay. What is it? 47 stories or something like that, like, or more.
Yeah.
Still a quick death. Better than she deserved.
Well, except for the gravity of Luna is 1/8 Earth grav.
So she's like kind of smacking on the ground.
No,
but for 47
just takes a long time to get to terminal velocity.
Like, all right, we're making it. We'll get there.
I was so mad at her for trying to take Volga's money, and I'm like, well, she's been saving. Like, if we just
just like Ephraim, you're just like indignant on Volga's behalf. It's like, no, that's her money. Fuck you, Sarah.
And at the end of this, we get once again, Ephraim's mad about it, but Volga, and you see her moral compass of what are you going to do with the kids?
And he's like, no.
Yeah, and he's like, don't ask that.
But like, what are you going to do with them? Because Volga's got a moral compass, and she's going to stick to it. And
Snowball.
We love her.
We love the
Snowball. But that's kind of where we
Snowball's chance in hell, but
no, and then Lyria's in the trunk, and then she gets a.
Well, so then we're going to go to the Lyria portion, but I think this is where we leave Ephraim for now.
Yeah,
because we know at this point that
what's his name?
Episode 1 of this, we talked about ventilation shafts. And why are we just climbing into fucking ventilation shafts? And now...
actually
fear of death.
Fair.
Now that's
we
why.
could not chase her because she was small and we are big, and she went down the ventilation shaft.
Okay, but then also when we learn it from her perspective, this is like a thing that happens that she's like my brother taught me, and I'm like, how ventilation shafts are just hanging out in the mines of
maybe they learned about EO in
That's
the
what
mine.
I was gonna say. Didn't EO like climb through the ventilation shaft?
I don't think that was on the HC. You know why she's dying? She went in the ventilation shaft. I don't think that's what it is.
But she survived.
But it does proof of why EO might go into a ventilation shaft. If these Reds just have a natural, like, you know what? I'm gonna just
a natural affinity for ventilation ducts. Yeah.
Well, where else was she gonna go? Her options were limited.
If somebody told me not to go in a cave down the road, probably gonna go in that cave.
No, I don't go in
cave, but not the ventilation shaft.
That was their cave. That is the only
There's
cave
fans in a ventilation duct that spin at several thousand times per minute.
What they say is she's probably going to be dead. But they even call that out of she's probably going to be dead because she went through the ventilation shaft.
It's true. She shredded her hands.
Yeah, like she manages
her
to
shoulder.
stick her legs out.
Mm-hmm. But she took Ephraim's gun, which is kind of like the smoking gun, if we want to pawn it for any, or what is it? Call it anything. Yeah. It's a smoking gun.
So but when it's not smoking, because the autonomous forge. What a cool ass gun.
Cool gun.
Which, don't run into dark alleys. Can we just put that out there?
Well, and
especially
so
if you're a woman.
Yes.
Especially.
But this, listening to it tonight, it reminded me of the scene in Mary Poppins, you know, when they flee the bank. So, if you guys didn't know,
it's been a minute since I've seen Mary Poppins.
I loved this movie as a child. Watching it as an adult, it's such a creepy ass movie.
It is amazing. Don't you say that about Mary Poppins. So they flee the bank because they cause an uproar. Doesn't matter. They flee the bank. They're then running down the back alleys of London, and there's all these really creepy people being like, children need help, like, I'll help, and they know not to, and it's the back and forth of like, who do you trust, and I'm listening to it tonight, I was like, this is just like intense Mary Poppins of all the like creepy people in the back alleyways. And then unfortunately in Mary Poppins they run into Bert, who we love, and he saves them. But in this case, we run into Holiday. But we do get the creepy, like, hey, we're going to skin you alive. We're going to do this. Like, it's such a Mary Poppins moment. And then you run into the person that us as the reader trust.
It's true. But should we?
Well, that's it. We don't know at this point what course is going to take. So we run into Holiday. After the Reds nearly skin her alive and that's who she thinks she can trust is the Reds, and it kind of gets into this moment of,
and she's like, oh, I forgot how's a Gamma.
Yeah, she's fucked because of Gamma.
I know that she's a Gamma.
They don't, but she just looks, she's in silk, so they just assume at this point that anybody
silk. Gamma silk.
Yeah. So it's just gotten to this point that any Red that is in a higher echelon is Gamma.
Yep.
And that there's that period where she tries to act like the crack addict.
Yeah, she hides by pretending she has black dust.
Yourself to survive. For survival.
Yeah.
Doesn't she? And she shoots that one, right?
Yeah, she shoots one of the Reds because they were gonna jump her.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and then
because she's an idiot and says like, "No, I'll pay you off," and they're like, "Then we'll just fucking take the money." Like,
yeah.
Why are you telling me you have money on you?
I also have bullets.
Bullets are cheaper.
Pew pew.
But then somebody else comes up behind and ends up killing
Getting
her,
killed.
like getting killed. Well, the person comes up and kills somebody else, and then she gets taken.
What? No.
Oh,
No, Lyria is talking to somebody, and then his eyes flick up, and that saves her, and she turns around and blows the guy's leg off with the omnivore.
that's what.
And then dips the fuck out, and then starts climbing
up.
Person on the boat.
The omnivore.
The boat.
Let's break it down, like in today's.
Yes.
There is nothing. There's nothing anywhere close to the omnivore. It's got an autonomous forge. Metal goes in, death comes out. There is, like, you feed literally any metal into the grip of the gun instead of a magazine.
Metal. It's a bullet. It's a bullet that comes out.
No. Well, yeah, but it's it's a bullet being created in the handle of the gun.
I feel like it's a revolver.
And then
like
it's
it looks
and then it's
like
a
revolver.
and then it's a rail gun. She says there's no recoil. It just
it's balanced.
I picture
no, there's no recoil because there's no gunpowder.
But how does it project? It's
Railgun.
The future.
Like it's magnetism.
You're 1,000 years
Yeah.
in the future.
I would love to have one podcast where we break down each individual weapon.
Yeah.
And like how
Write
it
it
could
down. I can
possibly.
do
That's an idea. You
Yeah,
write
we
it
need
down.
to
Actually.
tag like our
Oh no, I
person.
moved my pen to the work van.
Okay, I've got it.
Right. It needs to have the orange armor. Like an orange armory. Like him. We need to have him. And then we need a physics person like Hawking, maybe, to say, hey, this is what could happen, could not. And then I'll just stand in the background and be like, I have that weapon that we're talking about. I have lots of guns.
I only have a few guns.
Somebody gets harpooned.
Which is awesome. You're Canadian. Huh?
Some random red.
Yes. So somebody gets killed by somebody on like a bike. On the grab bike.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
That was what I was saying.
Oh, that is not what came across. You were like
way before.
Where?
Yeah, no, I misunderstood what you were saying.
I don't know.
Somebody got killed by somebody else.
Yeah, the way you said it was like somebody came from behind Lyria and took her and killed her.
The grab bike shows up and she's freaking the fuck out because somebody gets harpooned.
Yeah, harpooned and then gets their skull spiked by a pointed hammer. Yeah.
That was sorry, okay. My word.
Now we're on the same page.
Okay.
We're good. Yeah, but then Lyria starts climbing basically like a
90
tram state
90
like
flights, she says, yeah.
Yeah. She's
got
going
that
up.
cardio.
Just get to
what
yeah.
cardio? Like what
program she on? Yeah, like
dog walking.
Fleeing for your life.
Yeah. Sophocles put her to work, I guess. She's like, I'm just
yeah. But yeah, then gets picked up, we learned from
goes to the security checkpoint. No, eventually.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where we end.
No. She's in
with Holiday.
With Holiday. Yes. As suddenly another ship is coming in, and we learned that
who is
Victra
it?
And Niovio Telemanus has joined the war. And the two of them
in her blue fox armor.
She is a.
We stan the Telemanus and we stan Victra, which we will get into. Spoil just a little bit that we know at this portion. She is taking control. She is fuck you to whatever you know.
Yeah, with words or with iron. I will get our children.
Love
back.
her.
Because Mama Bear does not play. And so
can I undertone say that Mustang is the intelligence? She is the girl who says we don't need all this. Like, I can get us what we need. We can get to this goal very quickly without this. But at the same time, we are going to cheer those girls on.
Oh, fuck yes. I am here for it. But I had forgot that Niobe is there as well.
That we give zero fucks.
Here, Victra is there, but Grandma Niobe, we just
She's not
saw.
that old.
But she's Kavix's
She is
wife.
grandma. She is grandma.
She's grandma. If we're gonna call Kavix grandpa, like grandma is not here to play.
She's out for blood.
Yeah, she's in pulse armor. Like there's no fuck around left. You're at find out.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, I think that's where we end it.
Yeah, that is our end. Is Niobe Telemanus has come to war.
It's my favorite line, I think, of this entire book.
I know. Someone quoted it in the den, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, we fuck with
and
that.
I forgot.
Just about died.
Oh, yeah. At this point, we think he's dead. At this point, we think he's dead.
Sorry. R.I.P.
Well,
spoilers.
It's okay. Spoil just a little bit.
Rip in pieces.
But yeah, someone posted, and I had forgotten what the context was, that someone posted the line of they had just gotten to the Niobe Telemanus has joined the war, and I was like, oh, yeah, cool. And then like listening to it tonight, I was like, oh
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
The weight of that hit you, and you're like, yes.
Mm-hmm. Good set of chapters.
Incredible set of chapters.
Yeah, this is like the tip from the building action to like where the action's actually coming in. Except for Darrow, fucking loser.
Fucking Darrow.
Get there.
Get your shit together, Darrow.
Hey,
you had 4 books
you
to
do
learn.
Not have to tell me to be a Darrow stan. Like, trust me, I'm all.
We
over
all
it.
are. We all are.
But
yeah. But yeah.
It's a good sequence. It's probably and we'll get into this the next portion because it's directly after where we have left this. Is my all-time favorite Iron Gold chapter.
Yes.
And there's a great drawing. It's somewhere out there. If you join the Howler's Den, you can see my absolutely horrific drawing.
Oh
my head.
Yeah, it's been posted
great.
a few times.
Yeah.
It's a Victra.
Maybe not the word for it,
but I think
it's like it exists.
It exists.
So tune in next week or join the den.
Yep.
So I read this when I was pregnant, and I chopped all of my hair off and shaved the side. Look how long it is. I did this. I read that chapter the next week. I had an appointment.
Yeah.
So I was ready for it.
Fuck yeah. Mama Bear don't come to play.
She doesn't.
I love it. All right. Well, I think that is the moment to leave this at. And
absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming back on, you guys. Hydro, thanks for repping the podcast.
Much.
Anytime. I'll trash Cassius anytime. No problem.
I'll defend him. I always.
I can't wait.
So we just because you guys are our second round of duplicate guests. We had Hawking twice. You guys get to be twice because Salem's on all the time.
Salem doesn't count.
We love her.
She can do whenever she wants.
She literally could just join in. We were like, all right, I guess.
We were like, yes.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Stop her?
That's fine. Yeah, no.
But we will have to find out because I don't think we will have you guys back on for Dark Age. We can discuss after, but we will find a episode when we start in September and we start going through not in the read along, but a random portion. We'll have you both on because it is always such a pleasure and so much fun having you on.
Yep.
So much fun. Absolutely.
Love it.
So
yeah. So thank you everybody for joining. And
love you guys.
Cheers
for another drink, girl.
Part 3 of Iron Gold.
Absolutely. Cheers.
See you in Tulsa.
Yes. Yeah, if you're coming to Tulsa, say hello.
It's this.